Hello students, moving ahead with the same problem that we were discussing using two-phase method. In the last lecture I discussed about how to find Zj. Now the next step is to find Cj minus Zj. So Cj minus Zj, just as we did in the simplex method also, the same technique. Cj is how you can find Cj minus Zj. Subtracting the elements of Cj row with that of Zj, you will get Cj minus Zj. So it's 0 minus 2 is minus 2, 0 minus 2 is minus 2, 0 minus 0 is 0. So in the same way you can find all the elements of Cj minus Zj. Now the next step is to see whether you have reached the optimal condition or not. You have reached the optimality or not. So since this is a minimization type of objective function problem, for optimality condition, what is the criteria? That all the elements of Cj minus Zj row should either be positive or equal to 0. That is either greater than or equal to 0. Now as we can see, the Cj minus Zj row, not all the elements are 0 or positive. There are some negative elements also. So this means we have not reached the optimality condition. So the next step is to find, the most, for proceeding further, what we need to do, since we have not reached the optimality condition, we will find the most negative number. Now as you can see, in Cj minus Zj row, there are two most negative numbers present among all the elements in Cj minus Zj row, and they are minus 2 and minus 2. Since there are two options, you can opt for any one, you can go for any one, you can take either this or you can take either this. So we have taken this column minus 2 and we have considered this column to be our key column. Now next step is to find key row. For finding the key row, we need to find the ratio. So what is ratio? Ratio is division of the elements of solution with that of the key column. So for finding ratio, what is the first element of ratio? It will be 1 divided by minus 1. For finding the second element of ratio, it will be 2 divided by 3. So minus 1 and 2 divided by 3. Now among the ratio elements, we need to find the key row. For finding the key row, what we need to see, we need to find the least positive value in the ratio column. We need to find least positive value in the ratio column. Now this is a negative term and the positive value is 2 by 3. So this is the only positive value in the ratio column. So we will take the row corresponding to 2 by 3 as our key row. So this is our key row. And so this is our key column, this is our key row, and the element where both the key column and key row, they are overlapping, that is called our key element. So here 3 is the key element. And from this slide also you can deduce one more thing, that since key row is the row corresponding to A2, so A2 is the leaving variable and key column is the column corresponding to X1 variable. So X1 is the entering variable. Key column corresponds to entering variable and key row corresponds to leaving variable. So these are the necessary things we need for making the iteration table 1. So proceeding towards the iteration table 1, again for iteration table 1, what we will do, we will write all the variables in the row corresponding to basic variable. So these are all the variables, but you can see that we have written all the variables except A2, that is X1, X2, X3, S1, S2, A1 up to A1, every variable is present but not A2. Why A2 is not present? Because from the previous slide only I told you that A2 is the leaving variable. So this is also slight modification over the simplex method. So here in this method, what you will do, whichever is the leaving variable, you will remove that variable from the row corresponding to the basic variable. So we will not going to write A2 in the basic variable row. And what are the coefficients, which coefficients we going to write? Same as Cj. What is the coefficient of x1 0, coefficient of x2 is 0, coefficient of x3 is 0, s1 is 0, s2 is 0, a1 is 1. So all the same coefficients we are going to write in the Cj row. Now next step is we need to fill the column corresponding to basic variable column. As I've told you that here a2 is the leaving variable and x1 is the entering variable. So in place of a2 we are going to write x1. So in place of a2 we are going to write x1, and what is the coefficient of this basic variable? Coefficient of this variable, it will be the coefficient of the variable in the revised objective function, and from the revised objective function you can see the coefficient of x1 is 0, so we have written 0 here, and we have named this row as R3. Just for our convenience we have named this row as R3. Now next step is to fill the row corresponding to x1. So how to fill the row? As I've told you in the simplex method also, what we used to do, we used to divide the old values by the key element. So what are the old values? Old values are the values corresponding to the leaving variables. So in place of a2 only we have written x1. So for x1 the old values are the values corresponding to a2 in the initial simplex table, and what we will do, we will divide these elements with the key element, that is 3. So what are the values of this row? We will get new values, that is 3 divided by 3 is 1, 1 divided by 3 minus 1 divided by 3, 0 divided by 3 is 0, minus 1 divided by 3, 0 divided by 3 is 0, and 1 divided by 3 and 2 divided by 3. So these things we are going to write here, that is 1 divided by 3 minus 1 divided by 3 0, minus 1 divided by 3 0, and 2 divided by 3. Now next step is to write the second element of basic variable column. What is the second element? It will be the same, that is a1. In the initial simplex table we had two variables in the basic variable column, that is a1 and a2, and from initial simplex table only we got that a2 is the leaving variable. So in iteration table 1 we have written the entering variable in place of leaving variable, and what is the other variable we are going to write? The same variable that is written in the initial simplex table, that is a1. So we have written a1 here, and what is the coefficient of a1? It is the coefficient in the revised objective function. As we can see, the coefficient of a1 in the revised objective function is 1. So we have written 1 here. Now we need to fill the row corresponding to a1. So for filling this row, there is a formula, that is old value minus key column value into R3. R3 means this row, that is newly introduced variables in the iteration table 1. Again I am repeating the formula for finding the values in the R4 row, or for finding the values corresponding to A1. What is the value? What is the formula? It is old value minus key column value into newly introduced values in iteration table 1. So for A1 row, what are the old values? You can see from the initial simplex table, the old values are minus 1, 1, 1, minus 1, 0, 1, and the solution is 1. We are not going to consider A2 in the iteration table 1, as I have told you why. So these are the old values for A1 row. So we are going to take all those values, and what is the key column value? Corresponding key column value. So as you can see that for all the values, for all the elements of A1 row, for all the old values of A1 row, the corresponding key column value is minus 1. So this is the key column, and the corresponding key column value is minus 1. As from all the element, if you draw a horizontal line towards the key column, you will find minus 1 only. So this is the corresponding key column value. And what are the new values? New values are the values that are newly introduced in the iteration table 1, that is for x1 row. So after calculation, after putting everything in this formula, you can find all the, you can calculate all the values of A1 row. So So these are the values. Now next step is we need to find Zj. For finding the Zj, same thing. For finding the first element of Zj, what it would be? 0 into 1 plus 1 into 0, and what it come out to be? 0. It is 0. For finding the second element of Zj row, same thing, 0 into 1 by 3 plus 1 into 4 by 3, you will get 4 by 3. So we have written 4 by 3 here. In the same way, you can write all the elements of Zj by using the same technique, that is summation of multiplication of CBI elements with that of the elements of that column for which we need to find the Zj element. Now next step, we need to find Cj minus Zj row. So for finding Cj minus Zj row, again same thing, subtract the elements of Cj with that of the Zj, you'll get Cj minus Zj row. So how it will be? It is 0 minus 0, that is 0. It is 0 minus 4 by 3, you'll get minus 4 by 3. In the same way, you can find all the elements of Cj minus Zj row. Now next thing, again you need to check for the optimality. You need to check whether since this is a minimization type of objective function, you need to check whether all the elements of Cj minus Zj row are either positive or 0. Now as you can see, they are not, all the elements are not positive or 0. There are some negative elements also. So we have not reached the optimality condition. We need to proceed further. We need to make iteration table 2. And for making iteration table 2, we need key row, key column and key element. So from here, Cj minus Zj row, as you can see, for proceeding further, we need to find the most negative value among all the elements of Cj minus Zj row. And you can see the most negative element here is minus 4 by 3. So the column corresponding to minus 4 by 3 is my key column. So it is my key column. Now, next step, we need to find key row. For finding key row, we need to find ratio. And how are we going to find the ratio? The ratio is elements of solution column divided by elements of key column. That is 2 by 3 divided by 1 by 3. And for finding the second element of ratio column, 5 by 3 divided by 4 by 3. Once you find the elements of ratio column, you need to find the least positive value. And after finding the least positive value, I got to see that this is my key row. And which is the key element where the key row and my key column, they are overlapping. So this is 4 by 3. So and from this slide also you can conclude that my x2 is the entering variable because it is the key column variable, and a1 is the living variable because it is the key row variable. Again I am repeating, a1 is the living variable. a1 is the living variable as it is the key row variable, and x2 is the entering variable as it is the key column variable. Now we'll make iteration table 2. For iteration table 2, everything will remain same. That is, we need to write all the variables that are present in the iteration table 1 except the living variable. So from here we can see that what is my living variable? a1 is the living variable. So for iteration table 2, we are going to write all the variables except a1. So this is my iteration table 2, same CBI, basic variable, Cj and solution. So as I have told you, we'll write all the variables except a1 because a1 is my living variable. And the coefficients of all the variables will remain same as we have written in the iteration table 1, that is in Cj row, the coefficients of the variables will remain same. So in Cj row, the coefficients of variables will remain same. Now we need to fill the basic variable column. So what will be my first element of basic variable column? As we can see from this slide, that a1 is the living variable and x2 is the entering variable. So in place of a1, I need to write x2. So I have written x2, and how to fill the variables, how to fill the elements corresponding to x2. It is the same formula, that is old values divided by key element, old values divided by key element. So what are the old values? Old values are the values corresponding to x2 in the iteration table 1 divided by the key element. Key element is 4 by 3. So what are the, this is the iteration table 1, and what are the old values for x2? Since x2 has come in place of a1, so all the elements in the row of a1 are the old values for x2. So these are the old values: 0, 4 by 3, 2 by 3, minus 1, minus 1 by 3, and the solution is 5 by 3. So we will divide all these old values by the key element, that is 4 by 3, and we will get the new values for x2 row in the iteration table 2. Now we need to find the next element of the basic variable. So what is the next element in the basic variable column? It will be the same element that is present in the iteration table 1. That is in iteration table 1. What is the other element? It is x1. So we are going to write the same element with the same coefficient in the iteration table 2. So this is my x1 and with the same coefficient. Now we need to fill the row corresponding to x1. So how to fill the row corresponding to x1 will continue in the next video lecture. I am ending this class here.